afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Brendan from Market Makers, your home for Wyckoff and Advanced Fibonacci TA. Guys, the YouTube join button right underneath the video picture here. You can join our room. Fantastic community, education, trade signals. Come check us out. No risk, no obligation. Let's jump into the Bitcoin TA. I'll keep this short and sweet. I know it's Friday night and most of you want to get out and have some fun. So let's talk about the updates to the price action. When I left you guys yesterday, I told you how important it was that we form a base. We're going to look at that in the daily and the 8-hour time frame as well. But here on the weekly, I told you I like this demand wick. Now remember, for this A wave projection, I had three targets: 28, 23, and 18K. So we basically landed between the 28 and the 23 right here at 25,338. The demand wick looks good, so I moved the A wave over here, which means we are looking for this B wave up. Now I want to show you how I got these targets. Now remember, the caveat to this, since Bitcoin is tracking with the closest correlation in its history with the NASDAQ, is that the NASDAQ holds its base, the S&P holds its base, and they both held their base today and rallied. And they're starting to make their Wyckoff trading ranges, as is Bitcoin. So we're going to examine that in a smaller time frame. But let's go over these targets, because these updated targets are 40,694, 45,438, and 50,182. Let me show you how I got these. It's quite simple, guys. So we're going to go from the market low here at wave 2. You see this? Depends what exchange you're on. This would be 28.8 here on Coinbase, okay? Market low, all-time high. Drag it to the base of that current low, okay? And look at the projections. The 382 is at 40,694, the 0.5 at 45,438, and the 618 at 50,182. These seem so far away right now, don't they? But we have to zoom out. That's why I'm showing you this on the weekly. This is the larger weekly wave projection. We're going to look on the daily at this tighter wave projection so you can get some lower targets as well. But this doesn't land you anywhere crazy. The 382 at 40,694 just puts you back in this cluster of candles. You see this? And the 0.5, remember, Gann said the most important fib or retracement, and Dow said the most important retracement. The 0.5 at 45,438. So this puts you right back towards that top where your 200 and 233 are on the daily time frame. So very interesting target selection here. Now also notice your peak volume right here in range is going to be right at about that 382. This 40,694 seems like a really solid target, so I went ahead and put the B wave there, and we'll see how this tracks to it, okay? But a couple other things I want to show you in a weekly, and then we're going to go to the daily and 8-hour. So here on the weekly, look where your 55 is, your 55 EMA. Just about coming down on the 382. Look where your 21 is on the weekly. Lots of resistance right here at that 382. Again, more confluence with the volume and the fact that this is the 382 retracement at 40,694. This seems like a good up target for a short, okay? We have to see when we get there what the top looks like, and then you want to see this breakdown, and this will be your breakdown wave. Now, what's interesting about this fib time date, guys, I have to show you this. June 13th. Right? June 13th on fib time. You know what's interesting about that date? As you guys know, here in the U.S., the Federal Reserve Bank is raising rates every month. Okay, they raised it 0.5 May. They're doing 0.5 in June. Look at their schedule for June. June 14th and 15th is when they announce the rate hike. So the day before the rate hike is when we're supposed to hit our peak here on fib time and then start descending. Now remember, Bitcoin is a risk asset. That's not me saying that. That's literally what the hedge funds say. The heads of the CEOs of these big banks say. They call it a risk asset. And of course, a lot of them, of course, belligerently say it's worth nothing, right? But at any rate, this is what we're looking at here, this resistance. So I do like this 40K target. We'll see how we wave up to it, okay? We need to go to the smaller time frames. Let's start on the daily first. So on the daily, it's going to take longer to build this base. There's that Gann fan line. This is the last channel, okay? The last channel in this fan, and you can see how beautifully price is tracked in these different channels when it breaks up and down through them. You're in the bottom of this channel. You pulled back in, and this, again, you know, we need to establish a trading range here in Wyckoff, and we don't have enough candles yet, but on the 8-hour we do. So this could be your selling climax right here. Let me go ahead and make this so you guys can actually see it. Make that a solid line, and this could be your automatic reaction, but we don't know if the next candle is going to be higher. But for right now, look how volatile this asset is. You get these big ranges. You see this? Because remember, what we're looking for, or what we may have just had here, is this move up. Okay, you're looking for these candles to move up and give you a ceiling, an automatic reaction. And then what you will be looking for out of this trading range, guys, is literally right here in front of you on my daily. So when you look at this, you're going to have volatility in the range, testing the ups, testing the downs, up, 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 and you want to see a breakout. Now, this is a failed breakout, obviously, because it hit key resistance here at the 233 and 200. In general, you will see an up move, and you'll see red candles down, and usually it forms like a cup-type base, and then you get a pivot out, okay? So that's what you want to see here. You're probably going to come back down, maybe test this line, come back up, come back down, come back up, and then you'll drift over to the side, try to make some type of cup pattern in this higher range here, and then you get a pivot out, okay? And that's how you start hitting these different targets, that 40,000 target being right about there. Let's go ahead and get our fib projection on this time frame. I'm going to show you this on the 8 hour because it's really clear on the 8 hour. So let's grab this swing low down here to our swing high, down to this current swing low. Okay, these would be your lower targets based on this smaller wave here on the daily time frame. And you can see you have lower targets. The 382 is at 31,185, 0.5 at 32,991, basically 33. This 618 at 34,798. Those are your first levels you need to flip. Okay, and if you look at this, the 382 is literally now the top of your Wyckoff trading range if this is the last candle in the uptrend, okay, before it comes back down and tests some volatility. So we'll see if that holds out that way. So what that would mean is you have to flip the 382. You got to flip the 382, probably get rejected at the 0.5, maybe get a couple candles in here. And again, you want to look for that cup type pattern and get a pivot out on large breakout volume, okay? These trends repeat themselves over and over again in Wyckoff. You're trying to make an accumulation box. Accumulation happens after markdown, okay? So that's what we're looking for here. And let's go ahead and look at a couple different things, and we're going to jump to the 8 hour, and I'll wrap this video up for you guys. Let's look at our Ichi again really quickly, because we like to do this every day and just see where this. So you're descending now towards the 618. The cloud is starting to base out here at the 618. So again, this is the opportunity for up moves, and you're going to have some resistance in here, okay? You're going to have resistance, and depending how long you're in this trading channel here, depending how long you stay there and when you actually do try to break out, and again, all of this is assuming the S&P and the NDX will hold their support and do the same thing, okay? So we'll pop over to that really quickly as well. But depending how long you're here, just remember this cloud is descending and you're going to get resistance off of it. And this may be, if you're in here for a few days, if you come back down, come back up, come back down, come back up, and do break up, this may be what rejects you to bring you back down to form that higher low. Remember, just in basic TA concepts, you're just looking at higher lows, right? You're looking at a higher low and a pivot out, okay? This is also called the Livermore pivot. This is how Jesse Livermore, the most successful trader in the history of the stock market, the Wall Street plunger, they called him. He made $1 billion trading the 1929 crash. But this was his favorite method to pivot. And Wyckoff actually interviewed him as well. And let's go ahead and jump over to the 8 hour time frame real quick. You can see this a lot clearer on the 8 hour because you have more candles. See, it's essential to get these candles to have your trading range established. And let's go ahead and throw our Wyckoff range. So we have our selling climax candle. You see this? Selling climax, and your blue candles ran out, right? So your blue candles ran out. Here's your trading range. And already you can see on the 8 hour, you're starting to descend some from that trading range. Maybe you'll find support here at the 28. Ping pong around here on the 8 hour, and you want to get that breakout, the descent back towards a cup, hold that higher low, and get your pivot out, okay? That's what you're looking for, and again, it will be on high volume when you do that. Now, this can also break down like it's been doing over and over again in these accumulation ranges and flipping to distribution. But this is what we're looking for here on the 8 hour. And again, look at the 233 and the 200 on the 8 hour time frame. Right there at our target at 40K. Lots of confluence for that 40K, guys. On the 8 hour time frame as well, you pull this in, you can see your point of control, your peak volume is also right here on the 8 hour time frame. And this is going back to whatever that candle is, April 6th. So this is going back a decent amount of time on the 8 hour time frame. 40K seems like a very likely target. Once we can do some accumulation, range trading in here, bounce out of here, break out, and look at the deficit. That's the kind of pocket you want to see, that pocket deficit to get up to that 40K. Realistic targets, guys. That's what I'm looking for here. Let's look at the volume here on the daily really quickly before we look at the other markets, because I want to see what I can show you here. Let's go. Volume. These are the kind of volume bars you're looking for when you do break out, but you want high relative volume and a big blue candle. Okay, these are the opposite because it was a breakdown. Outside your Wyckoff trading range, so you had your Wyckoff trading range here. Let's go ahead and get rid of these targets, and you broke down, right? This is your big volume breakdown that brought you down to this next level. So you want this in reverse. You want the blue candles to bring you up to the next level. So we'll be tracking that. So let's see how the S&P did today. Well, the S&P beautifully held that Gann fan line. Look at that. We talked about this yesterday. Got a nice little move up, got above key resistance, which is now support, 4,000, big psychological level in the S&P. So we'll see if we can hold this. It is only one day. And that's been the problem. It's a Friday. The markets are not open on the weekend, but that's been the problem, is the whipsaw, okay? So you're getting very quick, small Wyckoff trading ranges, and you're getting breakdowns over and over again in all these markets. And you look at the NASDAQ, same thing here on the daily. You're in this larger Wyckoff range, as you can see, failed breakout just like Bitcoin up here. Descent, you try to hold this bottom range and then you fell back through it, and now you got this nice candle back up. So we held the Gann fan line. This could be the start, if it has some legs, it could be the start of a rally. Again, compressed time frame. This week coming up is a fresh week. That date in June is right around the corner as far as money managers are concerned. So if you're going to see a rally next week, the week after is really your opportunity time, your opportune time to see that rally. And remember, crypto, because it is a risk asset, if it continues to move at a 2.0 beta to the NASDAQ, you could have a substantial rally. But because it is a risk asset, because more participants have left many of the exchanges and the crypto space in general, you may not get that 2.0 beta. So it could lag or it could lead. We have to see how this plays out, and only time will tell. But we got to hold these bases in these other markets to get our rally in general, okay? And this looks good right now. This is exactly what you want to see. This is a trader's dream when you have this. Once you guys understand this, a clearly defined trading range. This is a trader's dream. Hitting Gann resistance right at 31K, not once but twice, coming back down, probably going to bounce off of 28. You see this? And then ping pong in here, and at some point we want to see that higher low structure take place and exit this trading range, looking at our volume, looking at our volatility, looking for a breakout, okay? That's what we'll be doing. We want this volatility to come back to neutral, break out to the upside. Want to see the accumulation distribution line break out to the upside and give us a nice blue wave up, because it's been nothing but flat and red waves, okay? That's what we're looking for. You guys have a fantastic Friday night. Be safe, everybody. Another video coming tomorrow. Take care, everybody.